After more than a week in Lima, I do some shopping in the market and then let's go south.
Sawadee Jiew, and welcome to Next Horizon Overland. We are Jiew and Ernst, and we are living and traveling full time in our Troopy.
Since couple days now, I'm in the south of Peru, in the Paracas National Reserve. You may have noticed the seat beside me is empty. Yes, I and Jiew are apart, but nothing serious. Couple days ago, she went to Thailand to stay with her family, to take care about her mother, which makes completely sense to me. So the idea is I travel a little bit further south, like Santiago, maybe I go over there to Buenos Aires, Montevideo, and then Jiew catches up again in about 2.5 months or so. Yeah, man. We had a beautiful time in Lima, by the way. We visited Dan and Ang, which are as close as family to us. Really beautiful people. They showed us Barranco and some other parts of Lima. But that was a nice experience. And so lovely, both of them. We love it. What I'm doing now, I'm trying to reach Ica on a road along the coast and then cross the desert. Some people warned me and said, you won't find the way, and others tell me, absolutely no problem with that car, just drive on, you'll find your way. So now, let's see, I'm getting a bit excited. So, as we have about 120 kilometers rough corrugated road, sand dunes and everything, I'm going to adapt the tire pressure. Lots of people ask me, how much tire pressure you put for rough road, for sand dunes, for this and that. Well, the answer is it depends. It depends on your car, on the weight you have in, and. I mean, the thing is, have a look. You want the tire to be a bit flatter here. That's what it is about. So that the tire itself can absorb all these hits the car gets. That's what it is about. So, in my case, behind I put 1.8 bar, in front about 1.5. That works well for me. Yeah, now with just the tire pressure, the ride is much softer. So now reaching Laguna Grande, that's where the road ends, and there is just me and the desert now. There is no marked road through the landscape. You have to find the way on your own. Of course, there are some traces and tracks from other cars, but there is no marked road anymore. But you have to take care that you don't get lost here. So, to be honest, it's now in the hands of God. So here I am, just about 5-6 kilometers after Laguna Grande. I'm stuck here in the middle of the landscape. There is a track, there are several tracks crossing that hills here, but the road is so leaning, and I have here a fully loaded RV. I don't dare to drive that road. I don't want to risk a rollover here. I'm alone out here in that landscape. Of course, I can call help via satellite and stuff like this, but it's not worth to take too much risks. So what's plan B? I am driving back and take the main road to Ica. Be safe, that's the most important thing. After a cozy night at the famous oasis Huacatina, close to Ica, now exploring the southern part of the Paracas Park. And soon I'm gonna reach the coast, just about 8 or 10 kilometers away from where I had to give up yesterday. Now let's see how that is. The landscape looks promising. I'm getting here close to Nasca, home of the famous Nazca lines and the geoglyphs in the desert soil. Really keen to see that. The best option to see that would be from an airplane, and there in Nazca they offer flights in those small airplanes, not even that expensive, like for $100 you can fly for an hour or so over those lines. But I mean, no offense, dear Peruvian friends, I really love you. You're really nice people. But let me tell you this. When I see how you drive, do you fly any better? I don't want to find out. I'm not gonna take a risk. Nah. I just came across the first viewpoint where you can see some figures and a lot of lines straight through the landscapes for kilometers and kilometers. I don't know how many hundred lines they made here. That's absolutely amazing to see that. You stand here on a hill and you look out in the landscape, and as far as you can see, that line crosses the whole plain, goes over hills. Really amazing. One place you shouldn't miss when you come to Nazca is the Cementerio de Chauchilla. Man, that's quite impressive. It's not that visited like the lines and the geoglyphs out there in the desert, but it is really impressive. This is a pre-Hispanic and even pre-Inca archaeological site. And the Nazca people, they buried here, as far it is known today, from about 2,200 years ago, their leaders and shamans here. They buried them in a fetal position and looking towards the sun. They believed in reincarnation, and you can see the leaders and the shaman, they had huge dreadlocks, some longer than 2 meters. Yeah, man, wicked.